Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Yes, indeedy. Welcome back to ESL One Katowice for pre-match number 1 of day number 2. Big game to start the things off in Group A. Secret, once more, looking for 2 more points from their best of 2 or 2-match series, depending on what you prefer. And Mineski looking to bounce back after a defeat yesterday against OG, despite the fact that they picked up 2 points against FTD. So they're sat at 2-2, Secret at 3-1. They go head-to-head in our first series of the day. Capitalist in the house alongside to break things down and look forward to the first game. Gents, we're going to start with Mineski, mainly because I think we know an awful lot about Secret.
Sure.
We don't necessarily know an awful lot about Mineski, even though when you look at the players on paper, you just go, wow, that's awesome. KP, Pylai Die, Febby back, Moon. This is going to be a great squad.
Well,
hasn't really worked out so far.
I don't think that this roster has the raw star power that you took. That you look at that we saw last year from them.
Okay,
like they don't.
Sure.
I don't know that they have an ice caliber player that you just don't know what to expect. Moon is very, very good.
Yep.
I like him a lot. I think that when he gets the right hero in the right lane, he can sort of carry a game. But again, it's just
Was
not
KP not that player
same
for
kind of wide
newbie
hero pool.
at
KP has been, but it hasn't really been the same kind of dominant player. We've seen them bring back some of his old wrinkles. We've seen them bring back his offlane Naga Siren. We've seen him rotated onto a core Elder Titan for a game. It just hasn't felt as impactful as it did a year or two ago with Newbie.
It depends on the meta with KP, when he's dominant or not.
All right. They've also made a change. Ajit's come in. Difficult to kind of measure him in real sense because he's kind of done the rounds down in Southeast Asia. He's been
he's really good.
He's done Fnatic and Warriors and Clutch and Tigers more recently. He's been through almost all of the squads, right? And hasn't really found a home. So what does that tell us about him?
No, I think it's, well, I'm just gonna, postulate, seeing as I don't know the guy whatsoever. I would say more ambition. That I think he's a good enough player that he should be.
He's got the skills, isn't he?
A great team, yeah. And you don't have to take my word for it. There was 1437 who said, I think he really liked Ajit and was quite disappointed to lose that player.
Yeah.
So I think this is a player who definitely can work for the team for Mineski. I'm more concerned about Mineski when it comes to the support duo. I honestly, I really like Febby, but I don't really see
Febby, Pylai Die. If you'd said to me 2 years ago, I'm going to pick up Febby and Pylai Die as my support, I'd be like, wow, that's amazing.
I'd have told you have 2 5s. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Okay.
Right? I like, individually, I like what both of those guys are capable of bringing to a team, but I think you have 2 5s in that duo, and I think that's a big problem.
And KP's not the most active 3 position. Like his strength, it doesn't really lie in that area. So when you don't have that really big playmaking 4 position and you don't get it out of your offlane necessarily, or you're forcing it out of your offlane, then that puts everything on Moon.
Yes, it does.
And that's what's happening right now, is everything is on Moon for him to run around and create this space. And it doesn't feel the same as Secret, maybe just because they're losing rather than winning. But for when it's mid one, I feel like he's making space and the team is accomplishing things because of him. When it's Moon, I feel like he's trying to do things, nothing's working out, and then he's also trying to carry the game later on. And that's too much.
That's good. I mean, I'm glad you brought mid one up. Let's talk about Secret because Kyle yesterday said to me that he felt mid one might be the best player in the world right now.
I think he's made that case. He is. If you evaluate play since TI8 through this part of the season, he has made that case.
And you're okay with that?
I think he's been along in the list of top 3 mids for sure. And top players in general. I'm not really going to argue against it too much. I think the different styles that he's shown, both from a carry style mid as well as, and that's what it's impressive actually about both these mid players, is that Moon is a great mid carry, and he's also been a functional space creating mid as well. And mid one has been fantastic at both, just in different parts of the meta. And I think that's truly one of the shows of greatness in Dota, is your ability to adapt outside of the patch. Just to call back a little bit, you talk about some of these players that once upon a time were really good, like Febby, Bobica, once upon a time they did have their moment to shine as a support player, but on a different team, a different meta, they don't look nearly as good.
And again, you talk about since TI8, who are you going to put above mid one that doesn't play for VP? It really, I think it's down to mid one and the 2 VP cores as players of the year so far.
Okay. Is there, when you talk about the best player in the world, you're talking about someone who's well-rounded, doesn't really have any flaws, can pull off the team win almost single-handedly sometimes, even though it's impossible in Dota, but it makes it look like that, and is pretty much steady and stable on almost every hero at the top end of the meta. Is that mid one, or are there still some things that he needs to work on? I mean, I'm thinking more itemization sometimes.
No, I think mid one plus some. What you're talking about and what people talk about with him is the consistency, right? These crazy item builds that sometimes you get him in a post-match interview and he's like, didn't work.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's the role that he's being asked to play in these games. He's being asked to create a lot of space for Nisha, and he's doing it. And sometimes, like when you put him in an Ember Spirit versus Monkey King lane, he has to do it in unconventional ways.
Yeah, and to be fair, the matches that we've watched certainly since January and certainly through the major, some of the most impressive things about him is that he is now able to switch lanes and move around the map and do things that other mids seem. Not that they can't do it, but almost that stubbornly won't do. Will not leave their lane. They're gonna through hell or high water. I'm gonna protect my tower. I'm staying here in the mid lane. He's like, okay, I'm mismatched. I'm going jungle.
I think
I'm mismatched. I'm going off lane now.
I think the only argument you can make against mid one is being definitely one of the greatest players right now is purely the fact that he hasn't played other roles.
Right.
In that regard, he's played everything you could do within a two position. He's played the hard carry in mid. He's played the giant space creating mids as well. Like the only thing you could really say is like, well, what about S4? He's played a bunch of different roles. Like you could do something like that. But I mean, the dude has literally showed as much versatility in the mid position as you can ask of him and performed at the highest level every time.
All right, let's get into the draft. A couple of bans on each side so far. Nothing too surprising.
The Darkseer ban is a little
earlier than we would expect it normally, but it has been a favourite for Secret, and they've also gone for the same bans I think they went for in the opening game against OG.
And I also like taking out the Nature's Prophet against Mineski. They run that almost exclusively as a 5 position now with Pile Die, and they're on a 4-game win streak with that hero.
Yeah, and you think that this is Secret is in general. They've got some unique ideas for their 5 position. I don't know if it's like Puppy just getting like a wild hair and he's just like, I want to play something different. But they've just been kind of banning most of the meta 5s and 4s in the first 3 bans. I would expect like they either have a plan against Mineski's Elder Titan, or they're just going to drop it out here, because that I think is going to be the first pick.
I was going to ask you both actually about this. Normally when we have best of 3s in the group stages, the test comes in game 1, right? You go, okay, they love the ET or they love the Sven or whatever it might be, and okay, we're going to give it to them and we're going to do what we think will beat it, right? Safe in the knowledge that if we lose, well, it's okay, we'll just go back to what we know afterwards, and we've still got 2 games to win the series. You can't do that in a best of 2.
That logic also just doesn't work with Puppy drafting.
No, sure, but I want to talk about the dynamics between 3s and 2s.
Yeah, I agree. I think
you can't experiment so much in a best of 2, can you?
Especially knowing that in a position like this, the way these groups are structured, right, when you're Secret, if you lose a match in this kind of a series, that very possibly costs you the top overall seed in the group against OG. So, yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot less room for experimentation.
Yeah. This is interesting because, like, I would say the 3 most preferred heroes for Mineski would be, in this order, would be Elder Titan, Tiny, and then Shadow Shaman. They like Shadow Shaman as, like, their other support. They've been playing it a lot, but I don't know, maybe they're just trying to open with something a bit different, but I definitely value Elder Titan more than Shadow Shaman right now.
Well, one of the big things about both the Elder Titan and the Shadow Shaman is that they're flex supports for Mineski. They run them at both the 4 and the 5 position, and that's, again, you got to weight that a little bit because we've talked about Mineski's problem. A lot of times looks like they have 2 5s, but I still think that's relevant. It's a very nice thing to have in a first.
Do you know? Here's a fun fact as well. They're 2 most played heroes for their 4s and their 5s. Do you know what it is over the last month?
Yes,
it's the same hero. Scrimstroke.
Yeah,
for both players.
And they're only 2 and 6 with it.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Sometimes when you look through, you're like, well, okay, why?
Act natural, Peppy. Act natural. I was thinking about, like, if you picked up the Elder Titan, some of the answers that Team Secret has, I thought Crystal Maiden, Bane, as well as, like, Chen are all, like, decent answers to the 4 position aggression of
Bane
of
is
Elder
a
Titan,
big pick for Secret, isn't
already
it?
Third time already in the 5th draft that we've seen from Secret in this event that they picked Leshrac in the first phase.
Yeah, this is showing that like, this Bane concept, this support, they actually feel confident about it, despite, like, it's not matched up against a support that it heavily counters with Enfeeble, right? It's matched up against Shadow Shaman. Like, yes, the Disciple of Nightmare is something, but
an early Enigma.
I'm fine with that. I think Enigma's great.
Okay.
I think
Enigma's
Enigma
a
is
sick hero right now.
I think Enigma is great. I think we've gone back to kind of how Enigma was valued around the KL major when he was. A lot of teams thought that he was kind of a game-winning hero.
It's very early though, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're
Could
and
they
it's
not have
against,
waited, picked it up, phase 2?
and it's against two
I don't know if we
supports that
are.
have pretty good reach. Assuming Leshrac doesn't even have to be a support, but
I think this hero pick, it's just going to climb. Right? I think it's one of those situations where it starts off as a 3-4 and then it starts becoming a 1-2 because at least now I don't see.
Like, you mean like phase-wise, not
Yeah,
position-wise.
phase-wise,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, sure.
Smart man with the Rubik.
Just because I don't really
If
feel
you're
like
gonna
there's
pick
a lot of
Enigma,
downsides. to
yeah.
it.
That's the thing that we saw yesterday when Enigma was picked up first phase. I believe it was OG against Secret.
Yeah, it was Secret.
That
yeah.
they first
right,
phase
okay,
banned.
well,
Yeah.
So they banned Mineski banned one of the best mid matchups against Tiny. So Team Secret may have a better answer to it, but I feel like Monkey King. I mean, the combination of like it fits the space creating that you want out of your mid laner, and then the matchup as well against the Tiny. Yeah.
And it's also the Monkey King also is one of those cores that has a very nice long range, short cooldown way to stop the black hole.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing I really worry about is that Mineski is going to have their hands full trying to protect this black hole, especially if Secret still have so many heroes on the table that are mobile.
The cameraman has a hand fetish.
Well, but
They start on the hands, they end on the hands, they follow
worked
the
out
hands.
yesterday because we got to see the trademark
nails
like
yesterday.
the
Because
trademark
they are the
tissue
instruments
over the
with
mouse,
which we
right?
wage war, Paul.
Right.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, Weehan, I don't know
this
if you noticed
modern
yesterday,
age.
he had like a worn piece of nail on his thumb. I think it's where he's played Dota so much.
Or he chews his nails. Disgusting.
So as we go into phase 2, waiting for Team Secret's last second phase ban here, the OD is still on the table. Really, one of the things I talk about with Secret, you have yet to see teams consistently attacking Nisha's hero pool, but now that I say that, we do have the AM, the Medusa, and the Morphling all off the table.
Yep.
Last 2 patches, Secret are 16-2 when Nisha plays PL, Medusa, and Terrorblade. They're 22-15 all other games. So, I mean, he does have a reasonable hero pool.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big hero in this series, though, for both teams.
That's been one of the criticisms of him before, was that his hero pool wasn't quite as strong at the top end.
I mean,
he's got a wide pool, but of the ones that he plays outstandingly, it's quite small.
Look, if we've learned anything from OG winning 5 majors, it's that you don't need a huge hero pool. It just needs to be big enough that you can't ban it all. And I think that's definitely Nisha. Now, when Mineski picks the Ember that you will see maybe even in the next game and throughout the tournament, it is a flex core from Mineski. They'll run it both mid and safe lane. Secret has been exclusively mid 1, 3-3 on that hero.
I thought yesterday, by the way, when we saw that Ember pick 3rd from Chaos, was a genius draft, by the way. I know we didn't speak about it at the start of the day, but it was genius because it masked the Meepo pick.
Yeah, the 5th pick Meepo was a huge surprise,
yeah.
right?
And that was a fantastic draft from Misery.
No, you also like the mobility of the Ember Spirit. It's one of the heroes that I talk about against Enigma that has a way to stop that black hole from fairly early on, fairly safely. And the Monkey King, which is a big laning counter. You saw mid 1 really struggle in the early game, Ember versus Monkey King mid. That's already banned away by Mineski.
And they've got they can run Leshrac mid, side lane Ember Spirit.
Sure.
They can run mid Ember Spirit and 3 position Leshrac.
Yeah. They can also pick up their ET if they want it. Oh wow, they're going to go for jump.
And then they could do 3 position Leshrac and side lane Ember Spirit and pick up a different mid. They have a lot of different options.
Yeah, I'm surprised
maybe
Mineski
they'll
haven't gone for that ET yet. But
Now, interestingly, Mineski have not been that much of a jug team. Only 2 appearances for Ajit on that hero in the last 2 patches. 1-1.
Yep. Yeah, he's been favouring that morph. PA, anti-mage. Obviously banned out by Secret.
I think we will get, Cap was talking about the flex value of the Leshrac, and we'll get a lot of information here with the next pick that more than likely now Leshrac gets bumped up to the 3 position. Or maybe the 2.
That's a great support choice right there. It's the counter to both Juggernaut as well as Enigma. You've got a BKB piercing, long range
double
disable.
BKB breakers now.
Yeah, and you've got Cold Embrace against Omni Slash.
Right.
It's not like the greatest lane winning support, but it's functional.
I just really like the fact that the one thing that you worry about with these first 3 picks on the board from Mineski is that to play against those 3 heroes, you know that you're going to have BKB breakers. And you've now got at least 2 of them, and your other 2 heroes that don't have BKB piercing disables still have stuns on relatively manageable cooldowns. Or at least root, I guess, for Ember. Okay. There's your, I tell you, that's a smart pick right now, because it's looking more and more like Secret. They don't move this Ember Spirit around nearly as much as other teams, and Ember against Clinks in the mid lane is a nightmare.
Yeah, and that's a Moon Clinks.
And by the way, that was a very nice call. The SAP hero suggestions had that Clinks in their suggestion.
One of the 3, yeah, along with Sven and an ET.
I like these. They're kind of paring down. They're steadily paring down the data that they're using for these selections, and I think that has made them a lot better in the last couple of months.
It's also very difficult for a machine to learn what's in the patch.
Exactly.
And then have no data to base it on, which is very difficult. So yeah, props to the SAP guys.
So the Clinks is a good assassination style hero. Part of the problems with Clinks right now, ever since they changed him, is that he does fall off harder into the late game, but he's a monster in the mid game, and he's got great team fight now. It used to be that his team fight was kind of meh. One of the biggest strengths was just that he could focus somebody down, and he was quite tanky in the mid game. So his team fights was okay, but wasn't spectacular. Now with the Burning Army, you actually can't fight into that area, but they've got the right kind of disables behind it with their supports that'll be even better. You've got the black hole as well as 2 different disables out of your Shadow Shaman.
You know what I think the most underrated aspect of Clinks is? His push.
Yeah.
This guy hits towers. And when you look at this Mineski lineup, you got 4 heroes that can absolutely shred towers.
Interesting ban from Secret.
Oh, I think that's a really good one.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not sure if Pugna really could have fit into Mineski's lineup. I was thinking about it instead of the Clinks, but the other great, still, really good against Magic Damage, really good against Intelligence heroes, that's Nyx Assassin.
And just so much uncontrollable damage on the side. It's looking like Leshrac and Ember Spirit are going to be cores on the Secret lineup, and that's so much uncontrollable damage. You're going to get Carapace stunned no matter what.
Likewise on Mineski's side, by the way, that PL ban.
Oh yeah, I mean, we saw Nisha go off with his 5th pick PL yesterday. Yeah, you got to believe that this is going to be a Nisha hero for Team Secret.
What are we looking for Mineski? Got everything they need apart from another support.
I think you need a Moon hero, actually.
You don't
no. Clink's going to be the Moon hero. That's right. That's right.
Who's going to take the Clinks?
Maybe.
Could be solo support. Okay. Yeah. Because KP, again,
KP's
that's the strength
KP's their Enigma.
Yeah, KP's Enigma, I would imagine.
The other thing is that takes it off the board for Team Secret, and Silencer would have been potentially.
I think this is
oh my!
So they're gonna go late. That's what they want to do. They want to wait until Clinks has stopped being annoying.
They're gonna
kind of down with Spectre, but
I thought it was gonna be a Spectre. But I also think, you know what, it just gives them that reset button in the mid game. I mean, Naga against Black Hole, we've seen this, we've seen how this plays out before.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the entire way Mineski wants to be able to win team fights is this zone area. Think about how many things they have: Black Hole, Midnight Pulse, they have Serpent Wards, they have Burning Army. So just being able to stop that team fight and be able to disengage from that area, it's going to be really valuable.
Very valuable.
Yep. And that's how you play against these extreme push lineups. You have to have something to disrupt that momentum, and that Naga Siren reset button, perfect thing.
Yeah, so it's a smart draft from Pappy. Of course, he's going up against a former friend and player in Team Secret as well. He's another protege of Pappy in the form of Pylai on the other side. What did you make of his draft?
I think it's a solid draft, but I think I think that last pick, Naga Siren, is going to be very difficult to deal with as the game goes on, and with so many games going 50 minutes or longer, have to like Secret.
All right.
think Silencer is a questionable hero, and I think that they're going to have a hard game. Whatever you play any of these heroes against the Naga Siren cores and Ember Spirit kind of just running you down, you're not going to have a fun time. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to play a support on Mineski, that's for sure.
No, it's going to be a tough game for him, I would imagine. Let's head over to our commentary box now, where we've rejoined the two teammates that basically finished last night. We locked them in the commentary booth. We left them there overnight, and they're still here. Gents, welcome back.
Hello.
Game 1 today after doing, Series 4 last night.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I really like the point that Kat made at the end there. That's the first thing I was going to talk about with this last pick Naga is I look at the lineup of Mineski, and there's a lot of little things that they have that summon, right? They've got the Serpent Wards, even Healing Ward, even the Burning Army. They can sleep and just kill those off in the team fight and look to engage too. So this could be a pretty interesting one.
Yeah, it could be very, very tactical indeed. Get your sleeping bags ready. It's a Naga game.
Absolutely, it certainly is. And yeah, the Nisha Naga, some safe lane, position 1 Naga Siren in this day and age. It's going to be exciting to see what Nisha's able to do with a hero. One of the heroes that initially, back when the original sort of change came in with the Riptide and such, some teams were starting to dabble with this one. They were saying, hey, we can sort of play this as a core. You got this passive. It's going to work nice sort of with the illusions in terms of pushing out waves. But it just sort of, it felt bad. Teams, they strayed away from it. They've come back into it this game, as you said, for very good reasons in terms of the use of the Song of the Siren.
Yeah.
But it is a carry Naga Siren. Like, can this work out, and how does it work out?
I'm curious because I didn't get to actually see the game last night where Miracle played it. I don't know if you got to take a look at it.
Oh, I did not.
Miracle played it last game of the night with Cole versus NIP, and they came back. They were 10K behind or something, and they came back and won the game because of his play. And that's the power this Naga can still have, is you can still do your split pushing shenanigans. You're still a Naga Siren.
Yeah.
When it first was getting picked like crazy, it's because everybody was having like 5 Wraith Bands. That's when Wraith Bands were crazy.
Yeah, true.
So then it started to fall off a little bit. But yeah, I think for the reasons mentioned, like we were talking about before, versus this Mineski lineup, just that reset button, that disengage, or that way to just take the fight straight up and immediately.
Oh no. Pylai potentially in a bit of trouble. Yap's trying to go for him. I say that though. Actually, RG with the Blade Fury. Zai's the one falling a little quicker, but no. Secret will get first blood. Yapsel will be able to bring down Pylai before they lose Zai themselves.
Before they lose intelligence too. Right?
That's
you
true,
don't
yeah.
want to die first for Silencer.
Very, very true. That could have been very nasty there for Secret.
So we were glancing actually right before this game hit as why Leshrac is becoming so much more popular amongst them, but amongst Secret, amongst all these teams. And we actually looked, and Diabolic Edict, the +2 and plus like whatever small little damage changes, since it's 40 explosions, it actually adds up by so much. It's an extra 80 damage at level 1, just from that.
Yeah, and then the difference becomes even greater with each level.
Exactly.
So you get it up.
That's why we've been seeing at least the rise of this hero, is because of the Diabolic Edict. That small little buff, every little thing in Dota does make a difference, so.
We'll see. So the lanes that we've got Celubis 2-1-2, of course, at the moment. Nisha taking the Naga Siren to the mid lane to go up against the Clinks. Not a lane that you want to put an Ember Spirit in. So mid one's going to be farming up on the safe lane against the KP Core Enigma. Febby supporting by his side as the Shaman. And we'll see what sort of game KP has, because as mentioned on the panel, there's so many things that threaten that black hole down the line. But they have got that global silence to work with. So if it's going to be all about the mind games and the team fights, as they can really go both ways, as both teams sort of have the counter to one another.
Yeah, and the one thing that Secret, I guess you could say they kind of lack, is a vision aspect to get, like, find the silence to bring the back lines instantly. I guess the Ember can, in a way, to jump in the back to like just get on top of him, but finding him might be a little bit more complicated. They don't have a Hawk or some type of vision aspect, but.
Pylai doing his best trading with Yapsel, trying to keep his attention away from the wave and make sure that RJ has a good time down here on the first few waves. So far, 6 for 3 on the jug. Zai 4 for 0.
Oh, look at that. Number 3 win rate.
How about a 273%? And S4, the man to top him in both of the top 2 duos.
Damn. That is close as Yapsor.
We'll take that haste rune.
Uh-oh, and Pi might be in trouble here.
It certainly looks like it. They've realized this is a potential for a kill. They've brought Zai over. He's got the Diabolic Edict, and that's going to be easily enough damage to bring down Pylai for a second time this game.
Gotta watch his positioning. They are securing the farm, though. That's the important thing, is Pi. Sure, he's dying, but Lash only has 4 last hits in comparison to the 13 of Ajit. So.
And what have we got mid lane? 10 for 2 on Moon, and 13 for 4 Nisha. Nisha keeping that slight edge. I mean, it's a tricky lane for a Clinks, right?
Yeah,
Once you get these illusions up, he can't really clear them out. He can't really deal with them. Nisha's going to have that CS advantage.
Yeah, Nisha can not only like force the wave in, but also he just has a clear damage advantage.
Yeah.
Not only just from his damage, but the illusions on top, and yeah, you have no wave clear. You have no way to clear it on. for Moon at least.
Go for a little bit of an attempt onto Yapsor, but the Blade Fury and the Curse won't be enough damage. Yapsor's able to sit back and behind Zai.
Oh, I'm watching this battle top between Eidolons and Shadow Shaman. There's Puppey.
He's got a Shackles. Yeah, with the Eidolon still here as well. Won't be quite enough. He has got the Fairy Fire Brain Sap as well. And Puppey will be able to walk off. He's still got 4 tangos, good to go, and 3 branches. So he's able to stick around, and Febi's going to be the one that has to walk back, just sitting on the 1 tango in the brown boots.
Getting
on Shaman.
Tons of denies up here, though. 11 already on the Enigma, 3 on the Shadow Shaman. So, I mean, Ember Bane, not really the strongest. Bane kind of is the thing that makes it a little bit better, but not the strongest dual lane in comparison.
Ember's going to have a slow time, and mid one, as you can see, 8 for 3. Slow CS on that top lane. Nowhere near sort of the same amount of fun that Arjit's getting down bottom as his Juggernaut.
Oh, they lost all those creeps. So I lost 3. Did he lose? And he loses a range creep too. Doesn't get a single one from that wave, but they might be able to get themselves
a try for Puppey. But Arjit's here, so they have to be a little respectful of the Juggernaut. He's level 4 and he's ready to spin on them with the Blade Fury if they do come too close. As they will back away. And in fact, Arjit, as you can see, saving the points at the moment just in case he needs to go for Healing Ward.
Yep.
Or wants to go for the crit for that extra damage. Knows that at the moment, all that matters is he has the Blade Fury. He does go for the Healing Ward now, just to get himself back up, make sure he doesn't have to use the salve yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, Secret's lane is about just poking, right? You throw out throw out a couple spells, throw out your Wyvern nuke, and then there's just a healing ward to counteract everything there.
Yeah. Would you see Febi go for Shackles, then cancel it? I believe they wouldn't have had the damage anyway with the Flame Guard up to quite kill the Ember, so they let him go.
These side lanes are pretty disastrous for Secret right now.
They are. They're falling behind the CS. This is Mineski starting with a very hot start. All 3 of Mineski's cores, they're getting farmed. That's not the same for Secret. Only Nisha, really, that's in a good position. Both Zai and Mid1, they're having a very, very slow start this first 4 minutes.
Yeah, Zai, Gapsor's already catching up to those 2 cores. He just from being in the lane a little bit longer and getting himself that 1 kill earlier. Quite interesting, too. We see Nisha's already gotten to the jungle, starting to do some hard camps. Oh, I guess he's like, the lane's going to start to push in, but he's going to miss a couple creeps here anyway.
We're going to see up top, quick Shackles, and indeed, they should be able to get... Oh, no, with this Nightmare onto KP, they won't be able to get past Puppey. Puppey will be able to secure that bounty rune, as they'll try and turn with the chains onto Febi. The Midnight Pulse is down as they're trying to trade back onto Mid1. Mid1 with the Flame Guard will be able to keep himself close enough to burn down Febi. He's taking quite a bit of damage from KP and the neutrals, but this stick will mean that he's able to survive with Puppey. They'll be able to back off. Can look to head back and regen up. But yeah, these lanes, I think, you know, if you're Mineski, you're feeling pretty damn good with the way that they're going. It's just
Definitely.
Nisha that's going to have this good start. We'll see what is the build on a carry Nagasara nowadays?
I don't know. I didn't see what it was yet last night, to be honest. I'm not too
sure. So, Radiance, you don't go for this on this era anymore, right? The illusion's too squishy, or?
I didn't get to see the game last night. I didn't get to see what Miracle built. I can actually check really quick.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what Nisha does. If he just does sort of go for stats and starts to get a bit of active in the game. I don't know, maybe like sort of treads drums. I guess drums is going to be picked up by Ember. We'll see what Mid1's build is. Probably going to be phased drums and sort of down that Maelstrom avenue for Mid1.
So let's see. The build last night for Miracle, it was a Radiance.
He did go Radiance.
So it was still the usual.
Oh, so but he finished the Manta first.
Yeah. So still going, you can go with that Yasha.
Yeah.
And then you just go for that Radiance anyway. So still same thing. I mean, you got those like mirror images anyway.
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe I would see. I was checking to see if it would be the Diffusal. That was the biggest one that I was.
Yes, because when it was started to being played, you know, originally when the changes came in, you just see a lot of carry players just going for the Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, I guess that was just, you had so much agility. As now, first rotation by Moon. He's going toward top. Since that middle lane is just empty, he has the opportunity to be able to do this. But now, he's not showing mid, so...
I mean, if they get any sort of catch on to Mid1, he's going to surely die. The ult's going to be spread down, making sure that any sort of TP backup that comes in is going to take a few hits, and as well as indeed it does. Puppey comes in, takes a couple of punches there from the Burning Army.
Yep, and that's the build that we see on like every time for Clinks. It's, you know, the Medallion, of course, because it actually benefits your ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing else really does. So after will be Treads Yasha onto Nisha. Bottom lane, they're starting to get a little bit more last hits, but yeah, Mineski cruising in those.
We might see them try for another bit of a play up top there. Poking with the Malefice onto Mid1. Febi's going to lead in underneath the tower. Shackles are there. Moon's going to be able to easily stand his ground with the Medallion and the Searing Arrows. More than enough damage to bring down Puppies. Being able to sit up there, not just get the first initial gank onto Mid1, but a support kill as well. Mineski making those slight moves that outplay that of Secret. Mid lane, Pylite Eyes come into the wave to try and pick up some experience, get his way towards level 6. Mid1 still hanging around. He's going to get held down by the Shackles again. This time he will be able to turn, find Febi with the Sleight of Fist. Moon seeing if he could chase this one down. He's going to lead him with the Invis. Does have that extra bit of movement speed. Midwan's got to be careful. He did kind of double back there towards the neutrals. He should be able to finish this one, Moon, with the attack speed from the strafe if he wants to go
Gotta
for
get the right positioning. He's trying to. He's
making
trying his
sure.
best. Oh, he knows
He just. You don't think he could have gone for that if he went earlier?
Might have been close.
Yeah.
Might have been able to. He just had stick charges.
He did.
Yeah,
you're right.
And he has the 5 armor.
Right.
He has the chainmail already too.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I think he would have been okay.
Yeah, he did.
Mid-down.
You're right. You had the 9-1 charges.
Yeah. So I like this though. I like those moves by Mineski because they recognize how does Secret actually respond to ganks right now. They can't actually really respond too well until they start getting some levels. Once they start getting their level 6s online, especially on like that Ember Spirit and on the, I mean, Naga when she wants to actually have a song skilled, because I don't think she does for a while still. But they can make these aggressive moves because Secret can't respond well.
Yeah, now they're going to see an opportunity to find the silence from the mid lane. Pilot Eye sticking around, have found a couple of levels, but now he's going to get dove upon. TP comes in from Moon. They might be able to get mid-1 in return. No, mid-1 goes for the smart play. TP's out immediately as Puppey holds back Moon with the sleep. So they get the kill on Silencer and they're able to get mid-1 back out to safety. It's bottom lane Zai. Has to be a bit more careful now. Febi's there, hiding in the trees, and Arjit has got that Omni Slash ready to pop.
Look at Zai's item build. He knows Lesh is one of the squishier heroes in the game. Bracer 1, double.
And, I mean, with that sort of stats,
look how tanky he is.
He's fine. Well, is he? They might still dodge the Blade Fury. As he's got the 1 charges. He can actually look to turn with the stun Diabolic Edict. Zai.
Oh my. The stat build.
Play. Absolutely.
As we're talking about
They didn't expect him, Mineski. They were like, well, surely Omni Slash Blade Fury, we've got this kill. No, you have not.
Just these crowns. 8 attributes from the crowns.
Yeah.
Then he's got a bracer, he's got a wand. He buys another one. The 3rd crown. Princess Zai.
Oh, there you go. Mistake there from Mineski, and quite a an expensive one. I mean, Arjit was having total free farm down bottom. Zai, he was struggling. He was falling back, but he was falling behind in farm. That sort of bumped him back up the board.
Absolutely.
Big plays there from Zai.
That's the, I mean, Diabolic Edict, right? That's small little. It's already did a disgusting amount of damage before, but now it does even more.
See Zai, he's already looking for more action. Look at the damage as he just rips through Pilot Eye. He's got Moon and Arjit by his side, and Zai maybe getting a little carried away there with his smart play down bottom. Says, look at me, I can run around the map, kill everyone. No, you can't. So there's a Clinks there ready to rip through you with a medallion. So Zai, as soon as he has a beautiful play, comes in with a bit of a question mark.
I mean, we're both saying, look at that damage, but you gotta remember, look at the damage of the Clinks too.
Yeah, you've got to respect Moon. As he is ready to hunt on the map. He's already up top still. Again, looking for more on top of Puppey and Yapso. They get the Malefice out, Global Silence as well to secure the easy kill. Will they be able to find ways hunting for Puppey? But Puppey does have spells available and also has the backup of mid-1 and Nisha. They've also got Dust. So this time it's Moon that's getting a little over-aggressive as he did not need to push the issue there onto the Bane. Decided to do so, though. Didn't expect the wraparound. It came in, and that will mean that Moon dies.
And look at that. Who buys the Dust in that situation? It wasn't Puppey who had it. Mid-1 bought that Dust. That's such a good thing to do when you're playing like a core player. When you know your supports are kind of struggling a little bit, you're the one who's the best catch on your team.
Oh yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. And let's Nisha, he's not gonna go for it. He is going the diffuser build, so the build that we used to see.
That's what I thought that he might do.
Yeah.
Just because he can just chase heroes down this game, like the Shadow Shaman and the Silencer. Like these are easy frags if he's able to get on top of them ever.
I'll move back to the bottom lane. Zai. He's back there as well, picking up the farm. Mid-1's got the full drums done. I'll be coming out to him. And yeah, that diffusal pretty damn close for Nisha.
You said he's building a drums, right, on mid-1?
Yes.
So drum mid-1, drum on Zai as well. I think I saw a 3rd. No, okay. Yapsor had just the Aether Lens queued up. He actually almost has the Aether Lens finished, of course, Yapsor.
Nice, he's a greedy boy. Always finds the farm. Whatever he's playing.
Double drums, so Secret want to play aggressive.
They like those stats. I mean, and yeah, with the diffusal as well on the Naga Siren, it certainly does say that they're going to get to that point. When they've got the drums and the diffusal, they're just going to go for kills.
He's committing forward for Zai. Zai almost, it's so close.
I mean, those stats, keeping him alive once again.
Yeah. I believe he was even Agi-Tread, so did go for it there as Nisha, trying to commit for Moon. There's the song.
Has he got, who's coming in with this one? They
Puppey.
do have Puppey.
He's got a sentry.
And he's got the Fiend's Grip ready to go. And that will be a kill for Secret onto Moon. Nisha getting in the action, sees the opportunity, the coordination, the communication there to allow Secret to get that kill.
What's the item of choice on KP this game? Hasn't queued anything really up yet. I think he might just go Auras. He's got the Dominator ready. I think in a game when you're playing versus so many different ways to cancel, you might just want to go those.
I say
Hey,
he's
Blink.
queued up a Blink.
Okay.
He wants to go for action. I like it. I mean, it's always more fun to watch when an Enigma wants to get active on the map earlier rather than go for the AFK farm and
He's in trouble.
push down the lane. He's in a lot. Well, they're going to put the global, but yeah, he can't afford to do the black
Pi's
hole.
dead too.
There's too much AoE damage. Indeed, Pi, he walked in as well. Mid lane, they do get the shackles and look to Yapso. Yapso gets a corner breaks the sleep as well from Puppey, keeping Yapso safe as Mineski have a dramatically bad couple of seconds of gameplay there up and down the map. They just lose 3. They're unable to hit back. Moon's still hanging around. He can't really afford to show himself whilst 3 of his teammates are dead. Zai nearly finds him there, actually, as he wraps around from the high ground, knows that Moon's around. He went for the dust play. Moon was just out of range. Moon will now turn, punch into Zai. But yeah, not enough damage to kill off this Leshrac, as Secret will take the mid tier 1 tower. They've got the defusal done on Nisha. I mean, now it's a 3k lead for Secret. That a bit of a whiff there. I mean, you could see what they wanted to do top with the global. They wanted to try and turn with the black hole, but you can't do that because Zai, he's already got the diabolic edict out. He's already got the pulse nova on. If you black hole him, you're just going to die to the Lesh's AoE.
Yeah, pretty much. As we see that stat there, it has been mostly the Diffusal Blade Manta builds.
Okay.
A couple Meteor Hammers. I actually think I saw KP do a Meteor Hammer.
KP's been doing that.
He with the treads, right? He triple toggles his treads to drop the Meteor Hammer after the sleep, I think it was. I think I did see that in some of the games. And only a few Radiances, if not only one. So Secret, yeah, in those few moments, they just rose pretty hard. I mean, look at Nisha's net worth now. He has just surged way ahead of the rest of the cores.
I mean, it almost feels like, Mineski, now that they have the Blink Dagger on KP, you want to see them try and go for a play. And there they are.
Yeah.
Pylai and KP smoking up. They can just find a solo kill on one of the cores. It'd be pretty nice to sort of get them back on track.
That makes sense to why he would go for the Blink then, right? It's like the rest of their team, the playmaking is going to be kind of limited. It's like the Clinks has to really be picking up the pace, then, so now it gives them a little bit more.
They've got mid 1 here. They may just go for it. He's going to jump forward. Black Hole's going to be commit, but Yapso's there on the side. The global from Pi comes out. And that must have only just come back online, I want to say, as he did use it pretty recently. But it was there just in time to make sure Yapso couldn't do any funny business with the Winter's Curse. Gets them that Ember Spirit kill.
Incredibly close, but now they committed both of their big ultis. And they actually, all four of their ultis, actually, at that point, except for the Omni Slash. So Secret might just run at them right after this when the Ember spawns in 10 seconds.
And we're going to see back towards the mid lane, Febby getting pretty low. They did try and lead in onto Nisha. They do still have the Omni Slash available on Arjit. Won't quite be used, and of course up top, as we saw, Moon died. He went for the puppy kill. Yeah. Nightmare was there. I guess he intentionally removed the Nightmare because he thought that maybe his teammate could finish off the damage, but it wasn't the case, and he ends up setting up an easy combo from Zai as he sleeps himself. Zai, 6-2-2. Yule Scepter very close as well for him. He's made a very nice sort of comeback after a tough laning start for Zai, where he wasn't really finding a lot of farm.
Yeah, I mean, definitely 6-2-2. He's incredibly
he's got that
active.
action. And he's got those stats. The crown, the drums, the bracer, the Yules. He's going to be a hard target.
Yeah, he's been the majority playmaker, even though he was slowed down a little bit in the lane phase.
Some aggression here from mid 1, actually diving into the jungle. He sees an opportunity to go on Febby. Slider Fist will be there to get the kill. He's got a Remnant left to jump out. He's also got the backup of Nisha, Yapso and Zai coming in. So now Mineski, they've got to get out of there. Drums are popped. Mid 1, he's looking to hunt, and not quite close enough. Did see if they could try and find the Clinks, but already Moon was out of range, back behind the tier 2 tower. So
They're actually all carrying dust. I think that was Zai's dust that time, while mid 1 still has one. So the cores are carrying dust on the side of Secret, just to make sure that they can hunt the Clinks too. Nisha's not, but the other two are for the moment.
Moon, he's got the ult backup. I wonder if he's tempted to try and go for this. I mean, I don't know if he can do it.
There's backup.
And there is. If he reveals, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I mean, I think we'll have seen Nisha come close there, so we'll keep himself hidden for now. See if they can call any more backup in top lane. Pylai found out again. Mid 1 continuing to get more and more active around the map, starting to rack up these kills as the Ember Spirit. Left, right, and center.
Having that defensive ward that they placed up top has paid so much. They've been able to see so many of the movements from Mineski coming up there.
They're going to try on Arjit here. TPs will come in as well as an immediate global silence, as Mineski will be quick to turn this one around. Omni Slash is going to be committed for the kill on Puppey. He's got the sleep, isn't going to save him though. Of course, the blade, the Omni Slash bounces continue. Nisha does get the grab onto KP. That's your core Enigma just ripped apart by this safe lane. Well, the mid, in fact, Nagasara. And Febby also tries to walk up, drop the ward. That's going to be free farm there for the Illusions.
What was that?
That's a lot of money for Secret. They get the kills in the Serpent wards.
They just walked up like blindly into the high ground there. That was very bold.
Oh my goodness.
They knew the Ember was top, so maybe they thought something else, but they saw them diving already with the Wyvern and the Bane, so they had to assume that was a Bit of a trap, and of course,
The memes.
322 gold
Yep,
from the
they're
server
there.
cards. That has to be intentional.
I think so. I'll blame Knoxville for that one. I'm sure he's tinkered with the numbers. As yeah, 7K lead for Secret. I mean, look, Mineski, they had a solid start. They were farming away. They were making their sort of lanes work out really well, but it's starting to crumble a little bit. As I mean, it feels like this Jug's not really been able to do anything. He had a great start, Arjit, a misplay down bottom, and suddenly, you know, he's Omni slashing a Bane. He's getting the kill on it, but the cores aren't dying until now. Top lane, they get the opening onto the Ember Spirit, but bottom lane, the pressure's coming in. Zai, he's got that Diabolic Edict, and he's making short work of this tier 3 tower. It's pretty much gone at 18 minutes in. Niche is there as well to try and help finish it off. Arjit is going to lead in with the Blade Fury onto Zai, but he has to back up. There's 4 members of Secret down here. Mineski have to be careful of how aggressive they get. He has, of course, got the full Diffusal Blade himself as well, Arjit.
I'm pretty concerned for Mineski just getting their lanes out. I was going to mention it in the beginning of the game that I already thought that they were going to have trouble just pushing lanes out. I know, you know, Whale loves to say it's like shoving out lanes, blah, 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 but it's actually a big factor in this game when you're playing, especially with the Clinks. If you can't constantly keep your lanes pushed out, it makes it way harder for Clinks to always hunt. Moon's been doing a pretty good job at that, but now we're starting to see the point of, look at the map. Yapzor, instantly, he just stays bottom, keeps shoving it in. We see mid, they're going to start doing that, and top as well. They're just going to keep all 3 lanes pushed in and not give Mineski any opportunities to actually move out and use their big ultis that they want to.
No, not at all. And Yapzor very close to having a Blink Dagger himself, so we'll have that easier way of counteracting the Black Ult.
Yeah, and if he gets the Lotus after that, then he always has the guaranteed way to do it, to break that global and then go for the removal. So we see KP is trying to push out the mid wave here just with some Eidolons. We also see top, they're attempting to push out, but these lanes are getting shoved in so much harder from Secret just because of the nature of their draft. Lesh pushes in lanes super fast. Ember too. Wyvern. All of, like everyone but the Bane pretty much can push in lanes pretty damn quick on their lineup.
And an interesting movement from mid one. I mean, the bit of the experts we saw there on the Ember Spirit, of course, with the most pro games and 69% win rate. He's going for the Battle Fury at this point, something that we don't really see on Ember Spirits nowadays anymore.
Yep, he's probably feeling pretty confident, but he's also probably thinking, you know, I might as well go for the physical damage this game.
Yep.
I can actually just kill them inside of, you know, if there's a black hole going off, I can just kill them inside of all of that.
We're not going to see Moon. He's going to grab it, but the sentry's down. The trap is set. Secret, they'll find the Clinks. He's going to be punished for attempting to go in and grab the rune. Did get the rune, so he'll tell you it was worth it, but it's another big kill for Secret.
You know, I was saying that I don't think we're going to have a Midas queued up this game, but KP actually queues one up after the Blink and after the Dominator. That seems pretty ambitious.
I mean, how are they going to hold?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like they've got some sort of crazy ability with their draft, is it, to sort of stop Secret from pushing high ground?
No, definitely not. I mean, Secret also has the sleep that they can just waltz in.
And we saw how quickly Secret did damage that tier 3 tower down bottom with the Leshrac. That's all the push that you need. And you've also, as you say, you've got many ways of breaking past the tier 3 tower and getting into the high ground. Febby's just going to get walked down by the Diabolic Edict. Nisha, he's found himself a target on top of KP. That's your core Enigma down again.
Oof, they are really falling apart here.
They are indeed. 21-9, 10K lead at 20 minutes in. Now look towards Arjit. He has got the Blade Fury to keep himself safe, but he himself, his farm starting to slow down, and Niche is just absolutely massive. He's 5K gold ahead of the Juggernaut. They're into the base. Buyback's going to come out from KP, but I don't know what sort of play can bring Mineski back into this game. It looks like this one's Secret's for the taking.
Absolutely. I mean, they need some miracle, beautiful black hole with the global silence, but look at the positioning. Yapzor and Puppy are just sitting super far back, even mid one. They're making sure don't stick the cores next to each other so we can't get multiple black.
They're going to go for it. Global silence is going to be popped. They've got themselves on top of Zai. Serpent Wars drop down as they'll kill off the Leshrac. Well, this is Shaman for it, but
ults.
That's the combo. Yeah,
they use everything to kill him there.
And wait, what's this?
Link's Midas too.
What the hell is he doing?
I guess they're
Midas's.
Only way we can try to win is if we go super late with some farm. But I don't know. I think Secret's going to be trying to end this game pretty soon once they get Heart on Naga and get a Roche.
I don't know what they're going to use this hand for. Maybe just wave bye-bye. I mean, they got a couple of them, as you say.
Yeah, they got
KP picking up the... Well, he's still queuing it up. He's not quite got it yet. But comeback Midas's? We'll see. We'll see if it works out. Maybe, as you say, they feel it's the only sort of way they can get back into this game.
Maybe.
How sort of badly the early mid-game's gone. But going back for the Midas on Clinks after the Astra Medallion. An interesting play from Moon. Right, he's gone.
They're having such a hard time venture out. Look at, again, we're looking, I mean, of course now Secret has a lot more map control, a lot more dominance and everything, but the lane's just constantly being pushed in. Two of them are at their base. and they're just struggling to get any type of farm, so maybe that's why they're like, we're not getting farm. Midas will give us farm and some levels and stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, they can't contest this. Roche, and this has to be like, you know, when they get their Midases, this could be where Secret's just trying to end the game.
Oh my goodness, Anisha, he's got a full heart. This Nagasaran isn't dying anymore. He's absolutely huge. Zai picks up the Aegis.
He hasn't died anyway.
Nope.
He's 508, 318 last hits at the 23-minute mark.
That's got to be close to being up there on the charts as one of the best on Nagasaran. As down bottom, Shackles onto Puppey. The Omni Slash comes out. I don't know if it's going to be enough damage to get any kills. It's not. Arjit surely going to die. Febby as well. He'll fall. The Cold Embrace from Yap, so keeps Puppey safe for now from the Midnight Pulse. And Moody doesn't even able to finish him off. He tries to come in for a poke on Puppey. It's not even enough damage. He's now surrounded. He hasn't even used his Midas.
Oh my god, it's up.
Oh, he didn't even use it.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he accidentally bought it. Maybe he just saw everyone else buying Midas in this patch. He bought it. He didn't even realize it. I don't know. He didn't even use it. He's dead. He's dead for 30 seconds.
He used it once, right? Before he died?
I will say he did.
I think he did.
Surely he did. I mean, he must have used it once, but yeah.
But now, Secret
it's painful. It's painful.
Yeah, he's used it once.
He's used it once. There we go. 11 more for the payoff, though. I don't think that 11 more is going to happen this game.
I sure don't.
As they're losing the bottom rack. Secret. I'll take this bottom set with ease.
I don't see how Mineski can take a fight. I don't think Secret's not gonna stand with 5 heroes on top of each other to give the black hole opportunity, and I think that might be getting to the point where Mineski can. That's the only way they can take a fight. These Secret heroes are just way too buff. They've even got an Aegis now. It's looking pretty over.
It's looking tough. I mean, what is sort of the big issue from Secret's lineup? I mean, if you're going into game 2, is there anything you're saying, bam, with Mineski, we're not letting you play this?
I think it was just like a lot of different things. I think like the Clinks had to do so much in this game. They will be able to find mid one.
They do. They go for the global and the black hole there.
But the base?
The base, it is dying. That's going to be another melee rack's gone in the middle lane. They'll take that trade. Secret, you can take our Ember Spirit. We'll continue to just take down your structures. They can look to back off, reset, start to push out the top lane. They've still got the Aegis to work with on Zai for a few more minutes.
I mean, Mineski, they made some... They died a couple times on some crucial heroes, but overall, their draft, they can't actually keep their lanes on. They can't keep their farm going.
Yeah.
Like, it's the Shadow Shaman is their, like, biggest wave clear. That's Febby. The Enigma can use Eidolons and push it out slowly, Jug too, with like auto attacks and whatnot, but Secret's draft can just keep them under so much pressure just from pushing them in and just...
No surprise, Anisha having a game to easily shoot and pass the average of a Nagasaran in this patch. One of the best Nagasaran performances this game that we've seen since the change.
Yeah.
As he's just making this hero look straight up broken. It's the amount of farm that he's got. Sort of the speed he has. I guess he hasn't really been pressured, and that shows. You know, 350 CS, 25 minutes in, an absolute beast on the farm game, and there's just no one on Mineski's side that can contend that and sort of keep on par with how big this Ember Spirit is. Top lane mid bomb. Something for KP. KP will be able to get the blink out before the Flame Guard's in. But it's all about the high ground defense. They did just use the global and the black hole, so they've got to wait a bit of time, 90 seconds till that black hole's back available. And I think if you're Secret, you know when there's no black hole, no global, there's very little Mineski can do about stopping a high ground push.
Yeah, and Mineski, they're trying to get their waves out a little bit. Clinks is desperately trying to push up bottom, and then Nisha's just gonna send an illusion.
Maybe that's what the Midas is for. That extra little bit of wave clear, you know, that one creep every 90 seconds. That's what they needed. But no, it's looking rough for Mineski.
Yeah, it's looking pretty over. I don't think Secret will give them the opportunity to get those black holes off. I mean, Zai's just gonna frontline here with Greaves.
He's not. I mean, he's so tanky. How do you go on him?
He took both of the HP talents to, well, strength plus armor.
They are gonna head forward. They do have Omni Slash available on Arjit, but we've seen sort of this point, an Omni Slash, which is having a diffuser blade, it's just not gonna cut it. It's just not enough damage.
No.
Against Secret's heroes. As another tier 3 tower going down. Serpent wards drop down behind the racks to deal with the creeps.
Illusions run in to chase and even push out waves. Just to give information as well on the back. So that's the one thing that they do have to get at least info on the back lines for the silencer, is if your Naga's enormous and they can't actually kill the illusions. As the final racks at half HP.
Sky. As he's going to get the control onto Moon. Moon, he's trying to run himself away, but the Splinter Blast will get him. Moon's dead, so is Febby. They'll both buy back, but the top racks, They're being taken by Secret. Archer also getting Fiend's Grip. He cannot escape. He has got a buyback available, but at this point, they may just throw in the towel. Mineski, they will kill the Ember Spirit. They do kill, will they kill Zai? Oh no, not quite. Nisha with the song keeps saving. Yeah, Mineski, they're throwing the towel. This one's over. GG is called. And Secret taking this game 1. KP, hey, that's just the best black hole that he's hit all game. Shame that happened after the game. But in this game, Secret, they didn't look like they had any struggles at all. Sure, in the laning stage, it didn't look amazing, but post 10 minutes, it looked like Mineski they lost the plot. They didn't know what to do. They had nothing to do. They couldn't against this draft of Secrets.
Mid-game turned up, and Moon was making moves around the map with the Clinks, but Secret were able to just make better ones and be able to pressure towers off of that as well. Just with this Lash, like Zai gets in. This double kill bottom was absolutely like game swinging. Oh, absolutely. The fact that your Leshrac, who has like half of the net worth, is, well, not like half, but much less worth than net worth in the jug, kills both of them by himself. That can't happen. You can't have that happen if you're Mineski.
No, that was sort of the first mistake of many that game for Mineski. And Mineski, yeah, as I say, back to the drawing board in game 2. They've got to come in with a different approach. It was sort of like it was already sort of different, trying things like the silencer. We don't see this hero a lot. And I guess for sort of these reasons, the global silence, sure, it sort of guarantees you these individual plays. But other than that, what does a silencer offer you as a team?
It's too slow-paced, especially versus a team like Secret, especially with a draft like that. When you're having to rely on 160-minute cooldowns, 170-minute... 160-second cooldowns, 170-second cooldowns, then you're not going to be able to match the pace of Secret, and Secret just turned up.
They really did. It looks like another day, and Secret on top form once again as they made this game 1 against Mineski look very, very easy. Back to you guys on the panel.
Yes, thank you very much. Obviously, having a bit of a trouble with that 160-minute cooldown on that particular hero. Let's hear from Cap and Haz, who are alongside. Good victory. They had to be careful here, though, didn't they? There were things that they could slip up on during this match.
So it's funny because there are a lot of really cool plays for this match, and I want to talk about the Zai double kill. I want to talk about a lot of stuff that happened. I'm not sure any of it mattered. Because the one thing that mattered to me in this game was that it took us a couple minutes to get backstage, but we watched the first 10 minutes of the game. I'm not sure Nisha got shown on screen. Right. He was 0-0-0 at the 10-minute mark. By 14 minutes, he was 8K net worth. Nobody else was above 6K. By 23 minutes, he had 318 CS at the 23-minute mark. That's in 418 games this patch. That's 3rd highest. He just felt no pressure all game long.
Yeah. Was anyone else in his lane?
Well, there was the Clinks. There's only so much pressure you can put down. Honestly, this new Naga Siren, you do have to keep up the pressure on him pretty early because you're no longer like reliant on a Radiance timing. It's not like a Spectre where you're just like, now he's got the Radiance, we have to stop him. Soon he's going to have the Manta. Soon he's really going to start farming the entire map. Like, you actually just need levels to be able to throw your illusions around and for them to just start proccing the splash, the splishy splash.
And I'm glad he mentioned that, because one of the things that we saw from Nisha in this game, same thing we saw yesterday from his PL, is how efficiently he farms with those heroes with the 3 Wraith Bands into Diffusal build.
Yeah, you guys thought it was going to be a long game.
No, I didn't know if it was going to be a long game. I just, you see, I've got PTSD from last year, right, from January, when you see Naga and Disruptor together, and it was just like, oh god, it's a 90-minute game ahead. Let's get the sleeping bags out. So I think it's a leftover it's a hangover from that. But that was actually a great game.
Yeah, Zai had a fantastic game.
He really did.
The Swedish beast that could squat the weight of 2 men. We 1v2'd those guys at bottom. That was sick. Yeah. I'm really liking what they're doing with Zai. I'm liking the way that Secret have, like, Puppy's he's always been like a little bit ahead of the meta in some regards, and has had some moments where we're like, what is this Puppy draft? Like, why do they draft like that? But you have to experiment like that to be able to stay ahead of people, and I think Secret do have some ideas that nobody else at this tournament had going into it, and people are going to have to start co-opting some of those ideas, whether they're going to be running, offlane Leshrac more, or just the opening of like a lot more mid-pangos. And I just like the way that Puppy sets up his drafts right now in this patch. It feels very strong and very open at the same time.
Positives for Mineski, obviously, scoreboard-wise, Moon standing out, obviously, on the scoreboard, and his Clinks was, it's a Moon Clinks. It's fine. We know he can do that. But again, we made the point at the beginning of the show that if they're going to win, they're going to have to put a lot of faith in him and play around him. Did they do that in this game?
I think the big thing that sticks out to me as you look at the scoreboard is we talked about in the draft, the problems that Mineski's had, a lot of it is the 2-5 positions. And you look at the Shadow Shaman and the Silencer in that game, they're 0, 18, and 16
they
combined.
have the scores of 2-5 positions.
Sure did as well. I was thinking,
combined 0, 18, and 14.
Not really some playmaking 5 going on there, is there really? No.
But it even, like, when you talk about the inability of Mineski to put any pressure whatsoever on Nisha in the early game, that's where a lot of it comes from, because part of the big role of the 4 and the 5 position in the last couple of metas has been not only to roam, but also to put pressure on that enemy safe lane carry.
Yeah, and they did an okay job. It looked like mid one, he was having a bit of a tough time in that safe lane, but at the end of the day, Ember Spirit can bounce back, and it's the Naga Siren who's free farming in mid, and you don't have a support. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna wrap around with Shadow Shaman, one of the slowest supports, or a Silencer who likes to disable and like go gank the Naga Siren? Like, it's just not gonna work. There's no setup for that. So,
was it already on the cards at the start of this, at the end of the draft for Mineski, or could they have done something wacky, wild?
I mean, I thought it was on the cards before the draft.
Okay.
But after the draft, definitely sealed things.
So
sure.
harsh. Right. So harsh. Just give them no hope whatsoever. What do they do then for game 2?
Again, I've been saying it's not an easy thing to do. No, come on. It's not an easy thing to do because obviously Secret's other 4 players are really good, and when you talk about Zai and the amount of space that he's able, the amount of attention that he's able to draw, and he's not necessarily on these traditional team fighters, the 3-position AoE initiators. He's using on heroes like Leshrac. I still think if you're playing against Secret, you've got to have a plan to put pressure on Nisha. And that's what we've seen.
Isn't that the strength of Secret, though, right now? Is that they're in that Virtus Pro 12 months ago kind of space where if you shut down one person because you're focusing on, let's say, mid-1, you're like, right, let's get rid of mid-1 out of Nisha's having a great game. If you shut down Zaya, then mid-1's having a great game. If you shut down both of them, someone else is having a great game.
I think it's different with Secret because I think that we're not seeing Secret do as much sort of interchangeable cores as those other teams that you're referring to. What Secret are doing is that their 2 and 3 position are just playing so well.
But they're also
that you
moving
feel
around.
You have to address
They are
them.
moving around.
Absolutely.
They're not swapping players, but they're swapping positions. They're swapping lanes.
They're swapping lanes. But, I mean, like, lane and position are no longer the same thing as they used to be in Dota. It's just with mid-1 and Zai playing this well and putting so much pressure on your cores, you have to address them, and all of a sudden, just Niche is always free farming.
All right, thanks very much, gents. Going to head to a break right now. When we come back, of course, game number 2, a chance for Mineski to rescue something out of this series. Or is it? Because Secret seem to be in top form. We'll find out whether that continues very shortly.